Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Talk Scottish Football, episode number 95. We're almost there, 5 episodes away from the big 100. We're back in the G4 Claims studio tonight for what is going to be an eventful episode. We've got a lot to talk about, we've got a lot to preview, we've got a lot to review, we've got a lot of national team chat. We've got basically a bit of everything tonight, lads. So let's get strapped in, let's get ready. I'm joined, first of all, right beside me on the left-hand side, my fellow, the Celtic, the Thunder, compatriot. It is Ryan McGinley. Ryan, how you doing?
Not too bad, mate, not too bad. Happy with another win. And obviously the news about the Scotland Nations League draw is quite good as well, so I'm sure we'll talk about both of them.
Lovely. Speak into the microphone.
Sorry, I'm quite far away, mate. Sorry, listeners.
We've also got David Div over there on the left-hand side, the local Rangers fan. How you doing?
What do you call me, local? From farmland out here.
There's none of them.
Okay, now.
You're the most local, to be fair.
Horse and carriage whilst I was driving over there.
In the industrial estate.
Aye. Over here, he's dragged me out of my bed. Had to. Couldn't get any more comments, you know. Celtic your Thunder.
Oh, the comment section have not enjoyed that, have they? Like, we've not been.
Tried to get Adam Kennedy to come up and do the day show, but he was too busy taking pictures of Barry Mackay and
Bucks Bar.
Too scared to go up to him and ask for a photo.
What does it say to him? Nothing but the 3 points at Easter Road.
It's been one of the ones as well where he's leaving. He's pure caught eye contact with him and went like that. And Mackay's like, fuck it, another one of these jambo.
He's been looking at me this whole fucking time, I know, man.
Exactly.
He's looking for when the bottle's going to get flung at him.
Yeah, what is the most obscure restaurant visit that you've been on where there's been like a celebrity?
Right, no, I've got a story. Right,
This
is brilliant. I swear to fucking God, and I'm not just saying this because it's Celtic now and I love them. I was 9 years old, 10 years old or something, and we were at the Nando's at the Fort. It was a random like Monday night, and I swear to God, I'm almost certain, it might not have been, but I am certain, it must have been like 2011 actually, so I would have been about 11. I swear to God, Joe Hart was in there with some bird. I swear to God, I was certain it was him. It might not have been him, it might have just been a lookalike, but I swear. And I remember, my dad's like, is that Joe Hart? Is that Joe Hart? I was about 11, he's like, oh, don't be daft, but he didn't really fucking look like that. I was sitting there the whole time like, I'm sure that it was Joe Hart. This was before it got done up, so Nando's looked heavy different at the time, but I swear.
That must have been just before he got chipped off of Pirlo. That was in 2012, wasn't it?
That's right, aye. I think if it was Joe Hart, that would be the most bizarre, because he was at Man City in the time. Why the fuck would he be in Glasgow? I don't know.
It's always Nando's. It's always Nando's. So in Nando's, I've had one time I was there, seen Nicky Clark, Dundee United striker. Aye. He came in, get himself a wee scran. Another time, I went in, Emilio Ezagiri was sitting with his family, tucking into a scran, and then walked Andy Halliday.
Andy Halliday?
Aye, he went up and got a wee, like, kind of pick-up one.
Right, the bags.
And then, who else is he? See Hendry in there? Big Jack Hendry, when he was still running.
What fucking Nando's do you go to?
The one at the Quay.
Right, that's right.
Hendry, when he was running about in circles and that, it was that kind of time period. Aye. But the most obscure one was Dillian White.
Dillian White?
Wow.
Dillian goddamn White. Yeah. He was up fighting on a Ricky Burns undercard. It was a co-main event. And I've walked into Nando's that day, about dinner time, lunchtime, whatever you want to call it.
Aye.
And the White used to be, there was like a drinks bit at the very front. Aye. I've walked in, Dillian White's just there. And he's fucking a giant here, man. He's about 6 foot 6'7". And he's just
as well.
Aye, and he was fucking built like a
shipwreck goose.
Aye, exactly. So he clocked me looking at him, and he knew straight away I knew him. So he just came up and shook my horn.
He came up and shook your horn?
Aye, he says love the channel and all that sort of stuff. Keep up the good work.
He came up to me and he said, Div, I wasn't sure if you wanted me. Wanted you? I'm here, you're here. That's what you said to him.
That's what happened. That's exactly what happened.
You got any funny ones?
Not in like a restaurant or anything. I've seen like a few players out and about in places, but I can't really think of seeing anybody.
Do you know the oddest?
Live a sheltered life, unfortunately.
The oddest celebrity story I've ever heard to this day, and I'll quickly tell this in the podcast. We had a group chat, and there was loads of folk in it, and so one random group chat had been spoken in hours, and one of the boys, just an absolute tripper, right? Tripper of a boy. I think he was just constantly pissed, but on this occasion he was not pissed. I think he was being honest and serious. So the chat was empty for hours, nothing happening, and we just get a message here. I've just seen Hugh Jackman driving about High Hill in a G-Wagon. They were like, what? High Hill? Like, High Hill? He's like, he's like, mate, I'm no tripping. I seen Hugh Jackman in a G-Wagon driving about High Hill. Like, fuck off, that can't be right. But he was in Glasgow for the Greatest Showman. In the Hydro. He was in for the Greatest Showman at Hydro, and later on that day he was in like Clyde Bank for a chippy in a G-Wagon.
So
somebody's seen Hugh Jackman cutting about a High Hill in a G-Wagon, I think, aye.
That is crazier than mine, innit?
I would be rubbing my... I'd think I'd be on one hell of a drug if I seen that.
It's weird enough when you're like miles away from where you stay or whatever, and you see somebody you know and you're like, what are you doing here? But Hugh Jackman fucking driving a G-Wagon, I'd have thought I was...
I know it's a long way from home.
On mushrooms or something.
Talk about any football. I tell you, I don't talk Scottish football, but like, if I ever told the story about me and Marley 13, I'll tell you this, right? So when I was 16, we went on a school trip to Berlin, and we bumped into Marley 13 in Berlin, just on, like in the middle of the street in Berlin.
That's fucking weird.
Like, it's mad. So I was vlogging it's still on my channel, embarrassingly, but it's funny.
I think I've watched that.
On the vlog, I'm like, just bumped into Marley 14, fellow Scottish YouTuber. I had about 400 subs at the time. I was like, fellow Scottish YouTuber. Hopefully one day I'll be as big as him. 2 years later, I'm sitting playing football with a cunt. It's mad, isn't it? Like,
I know.
That's crazy. So I bumped into him, and shout out to Marley, what a legend. But
Marley is some boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's some lad. Good Celtic man. Good Celtic man.
Unfortunately.
Right, let's talk about the football then, because we've got so much to talk about. Never mind Hugh Jackman driving around High Hill in a G-Wagon. It's a big one tonight, boys. It's a big one tonight. Let's kick off with, God knows where to kick off. I suppose we touch on the results from midweek very quickly. In regards to especially the title race between Celtic and Rangers. Hibs won 1-0 the other night, Tuesday. That was...
You haven't even seen that
goal. I've not seen the goal. Have you seen the goal? Apparently it's a cracker.
It's the best OG you'll probably see.
A diving header on goal.
Diving header from Paul McMahon.
I'm sorry, but I haven't. I'm usually caught up, but
we're great on this show, but that was the result for Hibs.
I wasn't expecting to be here, Trips.
A win for... That's right, you weren't meant to be on the show tonight, I don't think. But there is me. So that was the result for Hibs. We're going to be talking to a Hibs fan a little bit later on in the show.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. We're going to have a bit of a different view. So a first win for David Gray, huge for them going into the cup final.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to get a win going into the final. You feel a wee bit better about yourself. I know the results have been a bit up and down recently, more downs than up, you would say. But it's good for them to get a win, and they'll be feeling pretty confident going into the weekend. Yeah. But the problem was with the injuries though as well that they got in that game.
Big misses. We're going to come on to that, but Nisbet and Cadden going off injured against Dundee. I guess we'll touch on it more when we get to the preview, but it's not exactly what you want days before a cup final, is it?
No, certainly isn't. I know Nisbet hasn't been at his best this season, but even in the last game at Hampden against Rangers, he was brilliant, and he has been showing glimpses, I think, in the last few weeks. Although Hibs haven't really been getting the results, that he is starting to find that form again. So they'll be hoping that they can get him back for this cup final, because he will be a huge miss. If not, you'd expect Doidge to be the man to come in and lead the line with Boyle.
Yeah. But there wasn't much else to talk about in the Hibs game. It was an own goal. It was a cracker. Apparently, I need to sit down and watch it. But I
think the biggest thing to take out of it is the fact that Sean Maloney's supposed to be the new manager, and
that's big.
He's getting lined up, and it looks like it's happening. He's the number one candidate.
That's a good appointment.
If they'll announce it tomorrow to sort of get a boost, I don't know.
Well, they could. They've always got that option, but I think there'll be still technicalities to iron out and such on that note, but we'll wait and see. So let's talk about the two big games that happened on Wednesday night, last night. Rangers took on St Johnstone, Celtic headed to Dingwall, and we'll start there because I suppose the drama of the evening was at Dingwall. The last gasp winner from Tony Ralston in what was a hectic moment. As a Celtic fan, you can imagine the celebrations. Div, I guess for you when the news came through, it was a bit of a kick in the stones.
I was checking the result, to be fair, because the Rangers game was well done.
Aye. Like a steak.
And it just came up like big chance and a goal. You're like that. I half expected it still, even though Celtic were down to 10 men. I didn't get ahead of myself. You know what I mean?
You kind of it's like why
you just expect it. You don't want to like think that's done, and then it it feels horrible. So
like
I just thought to myself, Celtic will probably get a chance and they probably will score, and they obviously did.
It's like me every time Rangers go behind in a game. I'm like, steady. No point getting ahead of myself here, you know. It's got to be a long and hard race.
Opposition always scored too early as well. Plenty of time.
But in regards to the game last night, again, like we spoke about it a lot on the Celtic Defender just there when we recorded. That performance, it might have not been the greatest throughout that second half in particular, but that goal is really what Celtic have been about under Ange Postecoglou, a group of fighters.
Biggest goal of the season so far, you would say.
Yeah.
Bar none. Massive. It just shows you the heart that Ange has got in this team, or that he's sort of brought back out in this team. Last season was absolutely dismal. There was no fight, no passion in the team whatsoever, but it seems as if it's all been turned up to 11, which is absolutely brilliant for this season. We're playing, even when we don't play well, there's always a chance, and he was saying at the start of the season we never stop, and it showed that we didn't stop. We kept on going even till the 96th, 97th minute, and we get the winner. It was a great header from Ralston. Probably not getting talked about enough, the quality of the header that he scored, but
it's like the moment kind of overshadows the actual goal itself.
It is a really, really good header though, and I'm absolutely relieved.
If as a Rangers fan, I feel obliged to kind of ask you your opinion of the sort. There's been a sort of social media meltdown in regards to the goal. And I know you're not as Twitter active as you used to be or whatever, but there's been this sort of meltdown and people going on about conspiracies that the referee let the game go too long, 7 seconds after the minimum stoppage time. Is that something that you care much about? I mean, it's a minimum, 6 minutes added. It's went 6 or 7 seconds over the clock. How do you look at the situation as a Rangers fan?
I just think it was a disgrace. The whistle should have been blown exactly on the allotted time, to be quite honest with you.
Allotted time.
Listen, it was for both sides. It always is like that, innit? Fans think that refs are after them. Obviously Celtic got a man sent off, so they'll be annoyed at the referee for that. Ross County fans will be annoyed at the referee, so it's a poison chalice being a referee, isn't it?
Oh, mate,
to be quite honest, but listen, it's the minimum time, isn't it? To be honest,
aye.
I never seen the game, so I don't know where the 6 minutes came from. You'll be able to be more clued up on that.
I think the chunk of it came from Starfelt, where he's broken nose almost. I think that's where the chunk of it came.
Play acting according.
Cragen, yes. We had Starfelt down. I think there was points where other outfield players were out and down, and it was just all over the place. I thought there was going to be. I thought personally that there would only have been 5 added, but I didn't add it up. I didn't sit there with my notepad out. I didn't sit there.
Somebody would have.
Aye.
So whoever you are, get your evidence sent into the SFA so that this game can be rescheduled.
You want it replayed?
I want it replayed. To be honest,
the correct score. Malcolm Mackay wasn't happy. Did you hear Malcolm Mackay's comments? He was not happy.
He was full of praise for his own team, to be fair. And
which is
Chelsea
deserved.
have been.
Which is deserved.
He said in his post-match, the last 7 games, it's only been 2 defeats. Both of them have been to the Old Firm, and they've just took Celtic all the way.
Yep.
Almost into fucking the end of an extra time.
Imagine if he just went, fuck, this extra time's gone, boys. There we go.
You just forgot it was a cup game. Yeah, by the way, I was listening to the radio at the weekend, and I can't remember what game it was. I think it was a Dundee United game. The referees went to show a yellow card and didn't have his cards. Forgot them.
You're joking. What, in Scotland?
Swear to God, in Scotland. The ref went to book someone and he'd forgot his cards. In the comments, let us know what game that was, but it was on the radio. He'd forgot his cards, so he had to run over.
Was it in like the professional pyramid?
In the
Was it in the Premiership?
I'm pretty sure it was the Dundee United game. So Livy. So he had to run over to the 4th official and get a backup pair of cards. Surely if you're a referee, that's all you need, innit? You need your whistle and you need your fucking your cards.
You're rebooking on.
Aye. So doesn't it speak greatly about the referees in this country at all? But back to the game, I was surprised, to be fair. When I seen that Celtic scored, I thought Rangers were up by that point, I think, as well. So I just thought it's going to be 2 routine victories, and then they obviously get the equaliser down to 10 men. You're thinking maybe something could happen for this, but you're right, that was an absolutely huge goal, especially where Celtic are going forward at the moment. They're totally depleted, aren't they, up front? So the fact that they're still grinding out these results is a positive for them. And
McGinley, it's obviously massive when there's a cup final ahead of you to get a win like that and to keep the good vibe going, you could say, in the camp.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always good to get that win, and then you go into the cup final feeling a wee bit better about yourself, because even if you dropped points, I don't know if they would be too downbeat, but they'd be disappointed for sure to drop points, especially when they were leading in the game. But it's good that they kept on going 96, 97 minutes and they got the goal.
98, 99.
It's different numbers for different people.
Aye. I know that'll just keep growing arms and legs minutes where it ended up, but by next week it'll be about the 115th minute that goal was scored.
Aye, pretty much. It's cinchball. You wouldn't have it any other way.
That's it.
But aye, it's put us in a good sort of position going into the final. We got a win under our belts. I mean, we've been winning quite a few games recently, so it's good to continue that.
It's good to keep the good times rolling.
Your gaffer,
and we have to because Rangers aren't dropping points.
Yeah, exactly. What were you going to say there, Dave?
I was going to say Postecoglou obviously enjoyed it as well because he managed to get his sell out for a wee lunch.
A wee lunch.
The following day, get his sell down for Dingwall and down for a wee lunch, didn't he?
Aye, so we had this conversation on the podcast on our podcast, right? And we were having, so we've asked our comment section to give us wrong answers only. What has happened? Like, what is the context of that photograph? So for any viewers that aren't Twitter active or haven't seen it, there was a photo that came out this afternoon which appears to be Ange Postecoglou, Ross Wilson of Rangers, and Gio Van Bronckhorst, and a blonde female out in a West End restaurant in Glasgow. Now, they are all standing up, and my theory, I think, is the most plausible. I still believe, and I'm going to say it one more time, that they've spotted each other. One of them's... You're right there, pal.
I'm quite down.
He's got that COVID. So anyway, I think that they've coincidentally been there at the same time, and a photo's been captured when they've said like hello to each other.
Because more than hello was getting said there. It looked like that scene for fucking, what's it called, Lady and the Tramp.
But when they're slipping the spaghetti,
Ange being the tramp. No, but no, it was almost like that, man. It was like, you know what I mean?
Have you got a theory?
I think.
So Ryan, what was your theory?
My dad said.
Well, his dad thinks it's to sort the attendances, like for no the attendance, a secret meeting to get the old allocations back for the. The derby, but then why would it be the managers that deal with that? You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't think. But Kieran Ald's theory was what was his again? His was quite funny.
Wife swap.
Oh, wife swap. So like,
but I don't know why Ross Wilson's
so for the managerial break, it's going to be a manager swap. So Van Bronckhorst takes Celtic for the winter break, and Ange takes Rangers for the winter break. That was his theory.
Oh wow. I like that one.
That was his.
I do like that.
It's all going to get filmed and all the rest of it. Ian Sterling's got to be tonight on manager swap. You know that was Kieran's theory.
I like that theory, to be fair. Well, I don't like it, but I think it's a good theory.
It's funny.
It's something that would happen in the English Premier League. You don't get that up here. You know what I mean? But honestly, I can't even come up with a theory because I just want to know what was going on.
I really want to know what was going on.
I mean, it's not a massive deal, but it's like
they've just bumped
it's
into
just
each other,
so odd. I think your theory is the most plausible.
Aye, that's all it is. They've bumped into each other at a very popular West End establishment well out for lunch. Yeah. That is it. That is it. Because
well, there's nothing wrong with
surely
that.
somebody would get a better photo. No, there's nothing wrong with that. But surely if they were out for lunch... God almighty, Tiff.
That's going to continue, sorry.
Surely if they were out for lunch together, somebody would have got a photo of them sitting at a table. You know what I mean?
I thought they were
sitting. They were sitting at a fucking table.
They were fucking standing up.
No, they were
sitting down.
They were
standing.
I thought you were just doing the bit with...
No, they were standing.
No, they were not.
They were standing.
They were not.
I'm telling you, they're standing.
No chance. They're sitting down.
No.
Ange was standing up. Gio was sitting down.
that is standing. That.
No, it's not. That's sitting.
Do you not see Gio's high seat in that?
Oh, yes. Right, whatever.
They're the same height.
Anyway, Dev, you were at the Rangers game last night, I believe.
I was at the Rangers game,
and that's probably why you're barking like a dog, but...
no, I've had this cold for a few days, mate.
Aye.
The wee man gave me it.
The wee man.
He caught me on daddy duties a day actually up the fort.
I did.
Aye.
So actually,
he was on daddy duties and all with the dog.
Want an anecdote?
It's my sister. It's not my daughter.
Oh right.
Did you say it was your daughter?
His dog's his sister.
Yeah.
He's saying.
It's my fluffy sister.
All right.
That's what she gets referred to.
Oh, right.
My mum and dad are.
Caught you babysitting.
Yeah, pretty much.
So
siblings.
So before we started tonight, we received a message in the group chat from Div, and.
Should I show everybody the
photo? No,
Can't show the whole.
We'll get cancelled. So Div sent a photo in saying, "Oh, sorry lads, can't make the recording tonight or the pot because we're doing a big show tomorrow. Can't make the big Christmas show tomorrow. That I've just tested positive for COVID." So it was a photo. It was a photo of a positive test, right? And I've not seen it. It was him and Kieran Auld that seen it. And Div's tested positive. That's a shame he's not going to make the show. And I'm sitting on the bit going, oh, for fuck. So I'm messaging the chat. I'm like, what the fuck's happening tonight then? Because we can't have an all Celtic show again. And David Buick's like, you're a fucking idiot. And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, have you not opened the fucking 40? And I was like, I've not even seen the 40. I haven't been told. I click in the photo. And let's just say that when you open the photo full screen, the bottom half of the image is...
The top and bottom half.
Massive genitalia.
Bulbous.
Bulbous. Some great adjectives.
Bulbi.
Bulbi, aye. It was a phallus. It was a phallus. It was the bottom half. It was one of these jokes, I believe they call it.
Yes.
Well, I didn't find it fucking funny.
You didn't even know it was a joke.
I don't do that, honestly. So it turns out he's not actually.
We'd already worked out the kitty though.
Aye, we were sitting there working out how much money we all had to spend between each other tomorrow. That's an extra shot each.
Is it not on TSF tomorrow?
It is on TSF tomorrow. It is. Right, so a lot of anecdotes flying around, very little football chat. You were at Ibrox last night, Div. What was your assessment of Rangers 2, St Johnstone 0?
Rangers were really good.
Really good.
Aye, they were dominant in the first half. They were just missing that goal, and they eventually got it. First 10-15 minutes, the ball was continuously going out to Ryan Kent, and they were isolating Sean Rooney, and they done him 2 or 3 times. It was just a matter of time before they got that goal. But then, to be fair to St Johnstone, they did grow into it in terms of seeing that and maybe try to push Ryan Kent a wee bit further out and stuff like that. But Rangers were still peppering the goal, and that they just needed to test the goalkeeper, I thought, a little bit more. But then they eventually got the goal. Alfredo Morelos, that's what I says to my dad when he did score the goal. If you've seen the goal back, it's like, it's only strikers that end up in that position. Yep. They can just smell goals. It's so weird. They just drift away into these positions and the ball just seems to fall to them. And that happened with Morelos. He's been a much better player, I think, under Gio. He's using them a lot better, in my opinion, getting them in the box.
Applying the game to his strengths.
Aye, I would say so, because under Gerrard, they were obviously trying to make him a better overall player by increasing his kind of overall play, linking up the play and all that. But I just think what he's good at, he's really good at, and you just need to capitalise on that. And I think under Gio they've done that. And I think it's 5 goals now he's scored under Gio.
5 goals, huh?
5 goals in 8 games or something, because before that it was like 5 goals in 18. So they just weren't using them to his strengths. So he get the goal, and then he set up the second goal for Ryan Kent. But the best part for me was Joseph Aribo's touch. It was literally a touch from the gods. If you've not seen this, it was stupendous. It's one of the ones where the ball gets punted into the sky and it goes that high that it floats for a second.
So I just wanted to not to cut you off here.
It was amazing. He's about to say his full name. I was trying to remember it.
So his full name's a mouthful,
yes,
to say the least. So Joseph Olawaseye, or whatever it is, right? Tematope,
yep,
Ayodele Aribo.
Beautiful name, innit?
That's always
beautiful.
That's just another joke. That's just fucking madness. But you showed us the Aribo touch earlier, and that is sublime stuff. To be fair, that is really that's technical brilliance.
And the weird thing as well was, as it was falling at the sky, everybody knew it was almost impossible to control it. But because it was going towards Joe Aribo, you just thought, he is going to control it. He's just that type of player, and he did. He even had to sort his feet out just as it was like coming towards the earth at some high velocity, and he managed to. And then he shuffled his feet and skint Ali Crawford as well.
Ali Crawford,
Aye.
I say it every time I'm on TSF. He's a bit of a baller, isn't he?
No, you're a big Aribo fan, eh?
He's an absolute skill.
It would be him.
Aye. Do you know what I found as well at the game yesterday was, for a couple of years now, the only real player that when they get the ball, people stand up and they anticipate something happening is Ryan Kent.
Yeah.
Last night there was a shift in that. There was another player where people were getting their arse up and they were anticipating something great happening, and that was with Joe Aribo, which can only be good for Rangers. Adding more players like that.
Do you feel do you feel as if the shackles are now off with Joe Aribo now?
I think he's a lot better under this system. He was everywhere yesterday. The only place he wasn't was over at Ryan Kent's side for obvious reasons. Let him isolate them over there. He was everywhere else. He was unbelievable. So he was, and in this new system, he's just went from strength to strength. He looks brilliant.
So it means that Rangers maintain a 4-point gap at the top of the table. Celtic are keeping the pressure on, but both teams right now are just in impeccable form. And it really does feel like nothing's going to shake it. Now, here's a conversation we have to have now before we go into the League Cup final chat, which we're going to get someone on for on the phones. When it comes to, is the Rangers game off at the weekend?
No, it's on.
No, is it on?
That was why the...
That's another talking point.
So that's what I want to talk about. We are now getting to this point where football is starting to get a little bit of a attention given to it, in the sense of games are getting called off left, right and centre. And in Scotland, it's only a matter of time, I think, before we see games getting called off left, right and centre. Not just in the Premiership, but across all 4 of top divisions.
Yeah.
You look at the Premier League this weekend in England, my God
4 games.
almighty, 4 games off.
See
Players out left, right and centre. Liverpool are missing Virgil van Dijk, Fabinho, Curtis Jones tonight through COVID. It is spreading like wildfire now. Jason Leach came out and said something about the cup final in regards to crowds, and he said he's not too worried about the crowd at the game itself. He believes because it's outdoors, it's cold, windy, the virus won't like it. What he is worried about is the way people get there, the buses, the trains, the cars. That's what he's worried about now. It feels like there is only a matter of time before something's done and we're going to get crowds stripped back to some capacity yet again, which is very fucking frustrating.
It's so tough as well for all the clubs in Scotland, man.
I'm going to make a point, and I know a lot of people, it's a sensitive issue because people have obviously lost family members to COVID, and it's not been the easiest of 2 years. But I feel like for so long, and I seen this point, and it was an English YouTuber who put it up earlier today, I feel like football for so long has been used as a fucking scapegoat when it's came to this. You know what I mean? It's never remembered that it's got such an impact on mental health and people's lives and all the rest of it. It's huge. And it's, personally speaking, from all 3 of us, that's huge in our lives. But it's always used as a fucking scapegoat. It's always that is the first thing. We can't do the football crowds. The football is always first. And I know it's one of the biggest aspects, but I really don't like how automatically football becomes one of the main targets and having to
because it's an easy target. It's a very easy target because it's what the working class love.
Yep, suppose.
You can attack them quite easily.
But I'm hoping, we've got the winter break coming up. Apparently there is going to be meetings in regards to politics-wise, not so much sports-wise, but
there
politics.
was one today.
Yeah, with Boris.
With the clubs, the Scottish clubs, with regards to protocols. I don't know if they're maybe going to bring back a red zone or whatnot.
Yeah. David Martindale was also asked a question in his press conference today, and he says he believes they should just shut off the league they know for a circuit break of 2 weeks.
So that's what I was going to say. There's talk of this circuit breaker and such. We've got a winter break coming up in literally like 2 weeks' time. Do we try and hold out till then? I think so. I think we hold out till then.
Yeah, I agree.
Unless players drop like flies, then.
I can see 2 sides of the argument as well. In the St Johnstone game there, they were missing Chris Kane. He's had to isolate for 10 days. I was wondering, I was like, why are they not playing a striker? But he was having to isolate. So David Martindale's point today was that it's unfair, you know, because
for smaller clubs that is huge.
Because one side will obviously be severely depleted, the other side might not be, which makes it an unfair contest. So that's what he was saying, just shut it off for a couple of weeks and rather than be reactive, be proactive, if that's the right analogy. But as you say, the winter break's coming up, so you would hope that we're able to kind of hold it until then and end it.
I think we've got to watch and wait and see how this virus sort of develops, this strain, because a lot of people are saying it's very mild as well. I don't want to get too not even political, but into all the health sort of stuff about it. But I think we've got to sort of gauge this before we do anything. See how it's affecting everyone else, and then we'll see what happens.
I think it's something like the Omicron variant. It's obviously spreading like wildfire, right? Of course,
it's the dominant variant.
I am not a fucking health expert, so never take anything from fucking. But I'm sure I read something the other day, like 9 people have died from it in the whole of the UK,
which is obviously 9 people too much. But when you do it, compare that to the grand scheme of things and other diseases and stuff like that, even cancer and all that sort of stuff.
I'm not going to be completely insensitive to it and kid on that. That's obviously a shame, and the 9 people's lives have been lost to a disease like that is horrible. But in the grand scheme of things, the way we're going, we're all vaccinated. Most people aren't even. I think the hospitalisation is reduced dramatically. And Nicola Sturgeon keeps saying, "Oh, it's so that we don't flood the NHS." Well, the hospitalisation's going down. as far as I'm aware. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it's not my place to fucking... I'm not a politician, I'm not a health expert, as I said.
It's just, when does this end? Because we're going to find another variant. Another one will come. When does this cycle end? When do we just go, like, enough is enough here?
I know. It's when does life
and I don't
go
want
back
to.
to
I don't want to sound. I don't want to sound like I'm not like an anti-vaxxer or anything. Or like, I don't like. I know. COVID's a massive thing. We all know it's been 2 years, but at the same time,
how much longer can you
just got to learn to live with it at some point. I think
it's going to have to. It's going, and I thought that would have been the case when vaccines came out and boosters came out. I thought that was the whole point, but
now we're back to square one, because even if you've had your 2 jags, even if you've had your booster, you still need to self-isolate and stuff like that.
One person in your family has it.
So it's back to the square one.
Backwards, which is very frustrating.
The goalposts are getting moved. Quite a bit.
Yes. But listen, hopefully we get to Sunday without hassle, because it's time to talk about the League Cup final. We are going to have a Hibs fan on the line.
We're going to try and get a Hibs fan on the line.
We're going to try. What, is he awake?
I'm not sure. He did say we're trying to get Gav on for Hibs Talk podcast, which is a popular Hibs podcast. There's been quite a lot of people saying in the comments we would like to see representation for Hibs, and we've been saying that ourselves. It would be good to get
somebody bring Kendall back down to earth.
Bring him back down a wee bit. Well, he does that himself most of the time.
He does.
Do you know what I mean? He's wanting Jobbie Nielsen.
He wants it to happen.
He wants it to happen so that he can
slag Nielsen.
He's very 50-50 because he wants Hearts to do well, but he also wants Jobbie Nielsen to do shite. Like, one can't go without the other here.
Yep. So we're going to try and get Gav on the line. We're hoping that he is up.
I'll let you introduce and bring him in. I'll let you.
Yeah, no problem. We're going to try and phone him now.
We're going to try.
Probably should have phoned him earlier on. It is 20 to 1.
20 to 1. That's a shocking time to try and get somebody on a show.
We'll see if he answers. He might think I'm trying to sell him a claim or something. A G4 claim.
Nigerian Prince.
I don't think we'll get them.
But if we don't get Gav on the day, we'll try and get him on for maybe the review show or something like that.
Welcome to the EE voicemail.
We've not got Gav alive.
We're not getting him on.
But we will hopefully get him on in the next one, the review show.
We've just presumed that everybody's like us and they're up to like 3 in the morning when he's probably in his bed ready for Friday, you know.
Probably a normal citizen.
Probably working at 9 in the morning or something. We're sitting trying to phone him.
I'm working at 9 in the morning.
Oh, are you?
Aye.
Deliveries at 9?
Aye.
For fucking who? Cafe or something?
Cafe?
Aye, but calm down. Don't go too much details here. I was 26 days on until last Monday.
That's madness. Fair play. You're putting the bread on the table.
Putting the bread on the table, aye, for fucking...
the wee man eat it all.
This is a bit of a side
I've seen this.
But this is
the wee man being the council and all that. The council tax and all that.
The council tax.
And the rent and all that. And the gas ban and all that.
And the fucking every other tax.
Have you seen this?
What's this?
This
Oh Christ,
you can't trust anybody. You see that train spotter? He's a roadman.
What is Francis? I heard this.
Apparently Francis is a character.
So basically...
So see, he's been playing on that.
Well, he's said before that it's not a character, and he's like, listen,
I mean, come on.
But apparently it might be a character, and this is actually him.
So his biggest mistake was that he did a TikTok with his girlfriend.
Here, she was alright.
Wait.
And the government, you know what the government, why am I still talking?
What do you mean he has a girlfriend?
Go on TikTok. Go on TikTok and find it, right? So, I don't know why I said the government there, but what I was going to say is, the internet is just wild. Yes. So, they seen this girl, they found her, they went through her Instagram, they went 180 weeks deep, you know, and they found some photos of this boy that were questionable.
Was it him?
That was him, aye.
What was him?
That's him there.
Exposed. Francis Roadman, Francis girlfriend.
Wow.
How have we just started to talk about the League Cup final and we're on...
If he was a roadman rapper, his name would be T-Rain.
Just get the video up of him and the bird.
Aye, if you go into his account, right, you go on.
Girlfriend.
No, just
go on his account.
Just go on his account.
I never use TikTok.
Right, so
Wait, just go on his fucking account.
And then it's like, what one is it? Oh, it's left.
Is him on
Is he taking it down? Or is it this one? Aye, it's
That's
this one.
it, man.
That's the one. That's the one. So
He's putting this
live,
he's putting that on.
Live reaction. Hey, just wait. Wait for it. Wait for it. Wait for it now.
Live reaction here for
Live
McGinley.
reaction. Right. No, that's split. Yeah, right.
Talk to us, McGinley. What's your thoughts on that?
I am so down. I'm down so bad. I need to go and pretend I like trains.
I like trains. Oh my!
Is that Astif movie you were doing?
Astif movie?
That's how you pronounce it.
Is that actually how you pronounce it? I always thought
Tom's
it was
said it.
I thought it was an ASDF.
So did I and Tom. Heard him saying it.
Right, we've got so off topic here.
League Cup final.
Sorry. I had to bring that up, sorry.
That League Cup final. Celtic taking on Hibs. Once again, we previewed that a little bit earlier on. McGinley, very, 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 very exciting for the prospect of Ange Postecoglou winning his first trophy as Celtic manager.
Yeah, the thought of that is really, really exciting. I used a different word in the Celtic the Thunder, which I will not repeat here. That Louis van Gaal loves.
Yes.
But the idea of Ange winning his first trophy is such an exciting prospect. Obviously, the first one that he can go for as well, which is absolutely brilliant. If he does get it over the line, it'll be difficult with the injuries that we've got. Hibs will obviously come into the game wanting to
spoil the party.
Wanting to spoil the party. I've completely lost my words here. It's absolutely mental.
He's still thinking about the
bird.
Francis guy, isn't he?
I'm shook. I'm shooketh.
He's got to go on a following spree after this, isn't he?
Follow her. That sounds really bad. Oh my god.
Physically follow her.
That was the joke, Dad, mate.
Aye.
Thanks. Just ask something else. I don't know.
Hibs, aye.
Do you know the Hibs players will be wanting to go out and win the trophy for a Hibs legend and David Gray, and they'll be feeling better knowing that their manager's incoming as well.
Div, I know you're not used to cup finals, but you know.
I've been used to plenty of cup finals, mate. You calm yourself down.
Sitting over there on that side of the table. How do you look at this from the outside? Looking at this game, the importance it is to both teams, and just the game itself. How do you look at it?
Through teary eyes.
Through teary eyes.
No.
Missed potential.
Aye, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to talk about Rangers, actually. I'll just talk about the cup final here. I was expecting the Hibs boy to come on and give you a wee bit of insight, so I'm going to need to unfortunately talk a wee bit about it. Just distraught, basically. Devastated that I won't be there at Hampden.
The Hibs stand a chance?
Of course they do, aye. I mean, if they perform the way that they did versus Rangers at Hampden, they certainly stand a chance. They were the standouts in the other teams, I would say, in the semi-finals. They were brilliant. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if they put in a performance like that, then they certainly do. I mean, as you say, Celtic are struggling for bodies up top. I think it's still touch and go with Kyogo. Whether he will make it, I think he needs to play. Massive
miss if he's not there.
Yeah, he is. That intensity that he brings, I still don't think Celtic have found a solution to that. But having obviously been missing, they tried Turnbull, didn't they, through the middle?
Yeah, you look at the game
in the first one. What was it more like in the Ross County game? It was more.
Abada scored.
Abada did score.
He did score, aye.
But I still think we lacked, especially in the second half. We've seen that we lacked.
It slowed down a wee bit and stuff.
The intensity really dropped
up front. And Kyogo was, and Giacomakis as well. When he played a couple of games, he was something to target.
But the thing with Kyogo was he's obviously 25, 26, so he's more experienced than a guy like Lyle Abada. He was non-stop. Kyogo, he's just non-stop. He doesn't stop. He doesn't let his level drop. And with younger players that can, and they maybe lose some concentration and such. So I think that's a big conundrum for Ange Postecoglou, and maybe that's what he was asking Gio and Ross Wilson about the thing.
Fuck that play up front.
Want a lone player or something to go and play up front.
But yeah, it's Hibs, of course, as you said, they were the standouts in both of those semi-final games, and they go into this, and my fear, and I brought this up in our podcast, is my only fear is, and I'm confident of Celtic this week, I'm confident of Ange, I'm confident of the squad, because it's feeling really good, and that last minute winner I think will really spur us on Sunday. But I think the thing for me that stands out is the fact that Hibs haven't been great. It's the fact they're really, it's just, this would be typical for them, like they did against Rangers. They weren't great going into that game. It would just be typical for them to turn up on Sunday and have the game of their lives, and that's the thought that always stands out in my head. But I feel like Celtic are a good enough side to keep that sort of grounded, keep them contained, and maybe go from there. But then again, they can exploit our attacking football. It can go either way. That's how it's going to be such an exciting cup final. Any thoughts, anybody?
I thought you were talking to Div then.
Any thoughts at all?
It'll be a good final because two teams will want to attack. I don't think Hibs will sit back at all. I don't think they know how to. Or if they do, they don't do it very well. So I think it'll be a really attacking game. I think there'll be plenty of goals. Hopefully it's a good game to be at, and hopefully we come out the other end with a trophy.
First trophy of the season. First trophy of the Ange era.
Last trophy. First and last.
Aye, I'll be fucking right, wee man.
You calling me,
I'll
man?
be fucking right.
You're fucking 5'2" or something, you know?
I think you're getting the lines confused here.
No, do you know what's quite... see when the patter, and before we move on to the Premiership games this weekend, see when the patter was flying at its fullest in regards to Gio being small, I put up a good couple of tweets that banged, you know what I mean? Like the one about being on his tippy toes and the fact that Ange can ride a roller coaster. I went through the quote retweets just for a laugh, and there was like a good few Rangers fans were like, "What fucking height is he anyway? I bet he's like 5'3", and I'm like, bro, man, like then. But it's funny because then I'd see like Rangers fans responding like, "Nah, bro, he's actually quite tall. Like I think he's like 6 foot." And I'm like, "Ah, yeah."
He's actually 6'3", which is crazy.
I'm not 6'3". I am 6'4".
Oh, you? I thought you were talking about Gio.
No. Oh, Gio?
Aye.
He's 6'3".
Are you 6'4"?
No, obviously I'm no 6'4".
I was like, what the fuck?
I think I'm like 6 on the button, touching 6'1". If I've got my 110s on.
You do always wear platforms, to be fair, didn't you? Stiletto heels and all that.
Classy.
The one thing about Gio though is his trophy cabinet isn't small. Do you know what I mean? And his Johnson's no bad either.
Why did I think that about
Was that his in that COVID photo? Aye.
Aye.
His trophy cabinet.
He's been on the sunbeds.
Crown jewels.
Right, okay, let's move on to the Premiership this weekend then. So we've got a lot to cover as well as a quiz at the end of the episode as well. It's been a cracker so far, full of good laughs. And this is what separates us from the rest. Hydro's on again tonight, boys. You see that? The Canio and Souness are up there. Could be us, mate.
I don't think we'd have a fascist on our show, to be honest.
Nice. Souness.
Aye, and the Canio.
Yeah, apparently, my pal, he was there the night and he was keeping us up to date as to what was being said. I think Souness had a right good go at Pogba tonight.
Aye.
I think they brought up to him like, "Do you hate Pogba?" And I think he had a right good go at Pogba. Good.
It's a fucking wasted jersey, Pogba, honestly. Wasted potential.
He is a bit, but I know you love Pogba.
I do.
Your face there, like, oh.
I think he's great.
I'm not surprised.
I think he's great. I just think he's a lazy bastard.
And there's a tiny bit of an agenda with Souness and Pogba.
Oh yeah, I mean Souness goes too far.
It does.
Well,
I mean Pogba got what 6 assists the first 3 games of the season.
He got 4 assists in the one game.
And he's sitting there, he's not that good.
That's what he should. What was it? He said he should be doing that. He should be getting 4 assists.
he should be getting 4 assists a game.
Every fucking game, 4 assists, nothing less. Right,
you work boy.
Christ. Right, let's go into Rangers versus Dundee United. Let's kick off with that so that we can get on to the other fixtures as well. The game is on. I thought it was still off, but it's obviously going ahead. And it's a game at Ibrox yet again. Standard stuff, would you say?
Yeah, Rangers came through a really tough run of fixtures now, and I think they're coming out the other end. Dundee United at home. I know Dundee United have had a good start to the season, but they've really tailed off as of late, and we're not entirely sure of what Dundee United squad's going to be turning up to this game, because I'm pretty sure they've been decimated with COVID, absentees. So for me, it should be another victory for Rangers if they keep their same levels as they did in the last game there.
I've never really got to speak to anybody that's not a Celtic fan in this situation, so it's actually quite an interesting point of raise here. In the Celtic side of things, we know that this is a packed fixture list, and so many games, and you've got to prioritise different players in different moments. And what's that been like for Rangers in terms of rotation and as fans? What do you expect? Do you expect to see heavy rotation, or has it just been a case of no best team out every game?
No, I don't expect a lot of rotation, to be quite honest. The only change last night was Yanis Hadji coming in for Fashion Sakala, because they didn't expect it to be as open as it was at Tynecastle, which it obviously proved to be right. So no, I don't. And Gio's been on the record as saying that after this game, I think it's 7-8 days until the next game, and then it's 3 games in a week, and then it is the winter break. So I don't think there will be a lot of rotation. I think there'll be enough rotation, but I don't think there needs to be a hell of a lot, because they will get this break that's coming up. And I think even under Gerrard, Rangers were the best. They played their best football, and they were constantly playing as well. And they've got a big enough squad. If they do need to rotate with the quality players coming in that they could still pick up results, in my opinion.
It's came at a really harsh time for Dundee United and McGinley because they have lost their last 3 games, one of those being to Celtic. We've seen them play first hand. You were obviously at Tannadice as well.
Yep.
But it's came at a harsh time where they're going to have to go into this game with a weakened squad. It's not ideal. But we've seen them against Celtic. If Tam Courts presents the same sort of style, they can cause issues because just like what we're seeing with Hibs, they were a team who were a bit more open. They didn't sit with that low block. They wanted to do something. Now I don't know what players are going to have to do that, but they can offer something.
Yeah, but I do think at the end of the day they got off very lightly against Celtic. That could have been 6 or 7 at Tannadice.
First half.
Easily. The thing about Dundee United that they're still 4th even with their 3 defeats in a row. So it's still a really, really good season so far. They've been a big surprise for me this season. I didn't expect them to do as well as they have done.
Yeah.
So I know they've kind of curtailed a wee bit, but they'll still be happy with where they are. But I don't really see any hope for them on Saturday.
Right, let's go down the table then. Predictions. Are we all going to Rangers win?
Yeah.
3-0.
To Dundee United?
Aye, you wish.
3-0.
Yeah.
3-0 as well?
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 4-1.
I don't see them scoring, mate.
The early goal, strike again.
I don't see where their goals come from at all.
Nah, they don't really have any goal scorers.
Segrist.
He's good at keeping them out.
Aye, he is.
Aye.
Maybe an option for many clubs this summer with his contract expiring. Do you think Celtic will go for him?
Yeah.
Right, okay, the rest of the Premiership, let's go around it. Kendo's Mob head to Dundee. Kendo's Mob, yep. Charlie Adam not in a good way right now. Did you hear the news of Charlie?
No.
Did you not hear? No. He was arrested for drunk driving. Charlie Adam.
Innocent until proven guilty, mate.
I think that's the point in getting caught for drunk driving. I think you are proven guilty at the time.
Allegedly.
So, get it up you, Charlie.
Allegedly drink driving.
The breathalyzer wasn't sure. It was like...
Were you there?
No.
Don't get yourself a lawsuit after Charlie boy.
No, but he likes to run his mouth, Charlie. He does. So,
yeah.
You know what? I've always said about drink driving, scummy behaviour. And I hope that he realises it is scummy behaviour and I hope he is punished.
Shameful behaviour.
Yes.
Nah, obviously that's fucking stupid. What's he doing?
I don't know.
He's about 45, like.
Especially as a professional, somebody that's been. I say that when you see Jack Grealish and of the people. Rooney was done for it, wasn't he? And Ant Detti, it's not.
Cal
McGregor, it's never been restricted. But yes, he's not in good light just now. But Hearts do head up there. Dundee, once again, like their city rivals, they've lost 3 on the bounce. I would be fancying Hearts in this game.
Yeah, I think those points picked up, or going to be picked up by Charlie Adam, are the only points that Dundee are going to get this weekend. It's true.
I'm going to go bold.
You're going to go bold?
I'm going to go a Dundee victory.
Wow. Really? Wow.
You can only see Hearts winning this.
I think all the Hearts boys are out tonight. Let's just be honest.
Bad at Bucks Bar.
They're on the piss tonight, aren't they?
I think so.
Hungover.
Kendo's there with them.
Kendo's
there. I think he was just out for a meal.
Halliday's at the Hydro. No, he was there with his pals.
Oh, aye, that's...
All the other Hearts boys would have been out. They'll be in Sanctuary tonight. They'll be on it.
Aye.
So they will.
Oh, you're good thinking, by the way.
Although,
do you know what that is?
Dundee.
Do you know what that is? Do you know what
that is? Do
you know what that
is? They will probably be out.
That's investigative journalism.
Right. There you go. Obviously, we McGowan for Dundee, well, he won't be out because he'll have community service with Charlie Adam the next day. So he'll need to be up early.
We'll have matching tags.
No, I'm just going to go out there on a whim and say Dundee will go and get the victory.
Wow.
They need it.
So we've got 2 Hearts and we've got a Dundee.
Yeah, it's got to be Hearts. What if Dundee are out? Can you imagine that mob out?
I don't think they're out though,
Griffiths has been told.
Aye.
You're out.
He's been chained to a radiator or something.
So that's our preview for slagging Charlie Adam, and then that's it.
Did we do scores for that?
We'll just do who we think will win. Okay. Fucking too much to it. Right, Motherwell St Johnstone. That is, of course, the famous off the ball derby. Tam Cowan, Stuart Cosgrove, their teams. So that's how that's famous. Motherwell, though, they'll be looking to pick up a win after they lost their last game to Celtic at Celtic Park last week. St Johnstone, they are in desperate need of a win. They're a huge need of a win. Bottom of the table. It's starting to get very, very real down there as well. And the fact is, they've lost 4 in the bounce. This is a must-win for St Johnstone, Div, you could say. I know Motherwell have been good, but this is a team that they can beat. They can do it, and they need to turn that fortune around.
It's a must-win, but for me it is going to be 5 losses on the bounce. Strikerless as well. Where are the goals coming from? Where are they coming from, Ryan?
Good question.
Sean Rooney. Have all the goals run out with him? Only scores in finals.
He does only score in finals, to be fair. Hopefully Hibs can get a late loan deal in for him.
Think about the firepower Motherwell have got, Van Veen and Tony Watt as well, who've been banging in goals this season.
And Motherwell,
I only see this going one way.
Motherwell weren't that bad last week either at Celtic Park.
I think it'll be...
They exaggerated themselves,
they really
but they weren't that bad.
No, they're definitely... I was saying that to my dad. I was like, look, they're no pushovers. This isn't like the Motherwell of 2-3 years ago. They're a difficult team. They're well oiled.
And they've got a bit of flair as well in the top end of the park.
St Johnstone, right?
Willery as well.
He's got some speed. He's a good player.
Let me ask a question about St Johnstone, right? Callum Davidson.
You hit the mic as well.
I know, I'm all over the place. I've been sitting.
Grinding the gears.
Listen, I've been in this studio for 10 o'clock this evening. It's 20 to 1. I'm fucking shattered, right?
It's 1.
But Callum Davidson, right? Callum Davidson. He obviously off the back of a fantastic season with that win, those wins in the cups. How do you think that if they stay at the bottom for that much longer, he'll feel any pressure?
It's the Ranieri effect, though. You think about at Leicester.
Yeah.
They had to. I remember
Push
people saying it was an absolute disgrace that he gets sacked. Leicester done the right thing because they stayed in the league because of that, and they were going down. The writing was very much on the wall. Be interesting to see what sort of route St Johnstone take here if the results do continue to be like that.
Yeah.
I think the type of club St Johnstone are, I think they're going to back him a wee bit in January. They're going to let him bring in some players.
Well,
he started a player at Ibrox called Butterfield that they've just brought in.
What a name.
And he seemed to be a guy in the middle that wanted to get on the ball. He looked half the boy off the pace, but he did look a decent wee technical player. Hiya, how you doing?
Sorry, mate.
Is that Big Gav?
Gav, how you doing?
So I think they're going to back him in January, but
that's the thing.
It's interesting way to look at it, you know.
I always keep forgetting that he lost his best players on it was deadline day, wasn't it? So he never actually got the chance to kind of reinforce the squad.
As well?
No.
Kerr and
Captain Kerr
and McCann left.
Was supposed to go to Hibs too, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So they left on deadline day and they never got the chance to sort of.
I think the only person he got in was Cammy McPherson on loan, and then he brought in Effie Ambrose on. He was obviously a free agent, so they just brought him in during the season. I'm sure when the season had already started, so I expect him to go out and get a couple of players, but they certainly do need to start picking up the results. I think they need a striker. They need somebody that's going to score goals.
Yeah.
This is the thing, having Europe that early for such a small team as well, not like a small team, but a small squad, it takes its toll. You even see that in teams down in the Premier League. Remember when Burnley had it? They then struggled.
In the league, yeah, they really did struggle, didn't they? Right, okay, so predictions, Motherwell or St Johnstone?
Motherwell.
I'm
going to go draw.
Wow.
That would be a turn up for the books.
I've got a feeling. I got a feeling. I like that song by the Beatles, by the way, good song.
Tonight's gonna be
the one I think
a
of
good
as well,
night. Did you hear that John Lennon version when he sang that one? Tonight's gonna be a good night.
Tonight's gonna be a good night. Right, final game. Final what?
We are far too comfortable in here.
And the final game of the weekend in the Scottish Premiership Arena.
Tie of the weekend.
The tie of the weekend. Why'd I save this for the last fucking hell? Livingston against Ross County. What a toe tapper of a game that is.
I think that could be a belter.
Think so?
There's always goals in the county games, it appears. And there's no goals usually in the Livy games.
Someone's got to give.
Something's got to give you. 1-0 Livy.
It's on the plastic pitch too. So.
I'm going to go ahead and predict a Ross County win.
I'm going to go a draw on this one.
Livy have been great form and all, by the way.
But the question is, will the referee keep the game going until Livingston score?
Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
So you went for a draw, did you say?
Livy win.
I went for a
Livy
draw.
win. You went for a draw. I went for. You look at the league table once again. Two teams who are down the bottom end of the table.
I mean, Livingston have kind of pulled away a wee bit.
Yeah.
Nah, they're off.
That's fair. But there is only, you look at the actual points that are in it. In that, but it's the league is almost nearly. I mean, take away Hibs, it's almost split in two.
Much like the Championship.
Like the Championship, as I was about to say. So,
Sorry,
yeah, anything. It's alright. It's fine.
It's
Don't
small
worry.
wings.
Hey, don't worry about it. So anything can change in a matter of weeks down there. That's the thing. But Ross County, I don't know. Recently, I've looked at them. That run of form they've went on, and the way they played against Celtic last night, I fancied it. I know Livy have won back-to-back games now, but I feel like Ross County look like a decent wee side at this moment in time. So that's why I'm going Ross County.
I'm actually going to change my thing to Livingston.
Oh, okay.
Because Livingston didn't play midweek, did they?
No.
No, they've had a full week, and Ross County played 97 minutes or 100,000 minutes,
Aye.
depending on who you ask.
Depending on who you ask. Right, okay. So that's our predictions. 2 Livies and Ross County. Let's quickly dance through the 3 other leagues, and we'll give what I think is we'll give our predictions for each game, but we'll also give our tie of the weekend in those divisions. First off, in the Championship, we've got Partick Thistle taking on Raith Rovers. I'm going to, as always, go with my boys, my Ian McCall boys. Partick Thistle.
They get beat, didn't they, last week?
Don't be disrespectful.
They did.
Yeah, they get beat off Arbroath.
Don't be disrespectful.
Big
No.
dick energy.
I think Raith Rovers will win this, Ryan. Sorry to...
I back Partick every week, mate. I don't
Aye.
mind.
I think Raith Rovers they'll pick up this victory. They're just in a rich vein of form. They're very, very good at football.
Very, very good.
So I would say them, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
In that game, I'm going to go for a draw.
A draw. I'm going to say Partick 3, Raith Rovers 2. There you go.
Cracker.
We've got Queen of the South taking on Ayr. That's the... Yeah, it's not the tastiest of games. I'm going to go ahead and give Ayr though for me.
It's a jobby game, innit?
Aye.
I'm going Queen of the South.
I'll go here.
2 Ayrs and the Queen of the South. Kelly against Dunfermline tomorrow for Big Buick. It's a tough game. Of course, Kilmarnock fighting it out at the top of the table.
Not in good
So,
form,
well, no, they are not at all, are they?
Fawn down,
They
man.
have been struggling, but they are still in.
McGinley's trousers tomorrow. He hopes.
Depends who's there.
You
know what I am, ladies. You know what I am.
Can Dunfermline take advantage of that poor form that Kilmarnock are in, lads?
I don't think they can, mate. Dunfermline, the honeymoon period is over for Yogi. They've had 2 games there that they needed to win, in my opinion, to show that the
Can stay
ship
up.
had changed direction.
Aye.
8th though.
And they get beat off Hamilton, and then they drew with Queen of the South at home. They were getting beat 3 times. So I think this will be 0-0.
No. You going for? Just because I win or draw or whatever.
Dunfermline win.
Oh, right, okay. I'm also going to go for a draw, Div. I agree with you. I think the draws are going to come thick and fast for Yogi. Arbroath against Morton. It's got to be Arbroath, surely.
Right, flying.
I've got to think it's Arbroath. Big Dick. I would love to see him in the Premiership.
I thought you were going to say something else there. I would love big.
I'd love to see him in the Premiership. That'd be quality.
I just don't know how it's feasible for Arbroath. Like, we've had this conversation before. How on earth would that happen? But it would be a great story. It would be amazing to see.
It would. And then went Arbroath to me, and then finally Inverness taking on Hamilton Academical. Inverness.
Fancy Inverness. They scalped somebody 6-1 the other week, didn't they? Morton.
Aye.
Hamilton are awful.
Hamilton are
And
woeful.
they still beat Dunfermline.
I've never beat them, did they? It was 3 each.
Or was it 3 each?
No, it was 1-0.
Was it 1?
Aye.
Very good, Ryan.
Oh, shite.
1-0. That was the Dorans penalty.
I'm thinking of Queen of the South, aren't I?
Aye.
Oh, it's 3 each. Sorry, Ryan. Sorry.
I'm
Sorry,
actually
Ryan.
quite clued up this week. I'm quite impressed.
Don't be
with myself.
disrespectful.
I'm not
Don't be disrespectful to me. Right, so what's the game of the weekend? The Championship, boys. I'm saying Partick against Raith for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I would say so.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. League One. We'll quickly run through these.
I love how we just get to League One. You're like,
See, when we first started this podcast,
did you do it every
we used to go through everything in depth. It was nothing like this. It was proper like, hello and welcome to Talk Scottish Football. I was a wee bit more thinking, but David was still finding his footing. You know what I mean? He wasn't as relaxed as he is now. So if you
No
go back and watch
swearing and all
like
that.
episode 1 and that, it's like, yeah, you look at Alwa and Peter Grant's got a really good thing going there just now.
That's an exact quote, I think, to David when he says, he looks like a future Dunfermline manager. He could get a really good tune out of Kevin O'Hara.
I don't think Kevin O'Hara played for them at that time. Right, so in League One, we've got Clyde against Airdrie. Who we going, lads?
Hopefully Airdrie.
God, that's
And I would go
terrible tie.
Airdrie.
You going Airdrie?
Oh, aye.
I'm going Airdrie.
Yeah, same.
So 3 Airdries. East Fife against Falkirk. Falkirk, of
Fucking
course,
hell,
have just
man.
appointed Kenny Miller as
The assistant.
manager.
Who's the manager
haven't they?
again? Who's
Heartburn Heat was the quote for the last one.
Heartburn
Big
Heat?
Harry Rennies.
Right. So he's
Do
Fife.
you know who that is?
No.
He's just kidding on.
Yeah, I do.
No, remember him?
No.
No?
Dear fuck.
Neither does anybody else because no cunt knows who he is. No offence, but Kenny Miller's the assistant manager.
Anyway, right.
Probably the manager.
East Fife against Falkirk.
Two of them are dog jobbies. We went through the players and everything in the last podcast. It was
It's got to
really,
be
really
Falkirk,
good.
surely.
Both of them are Shengus, so I'm going to go
I'm going
for...
Falkirk.
I'll go for East Fife.
Are you?
Aye.
Nothing each draw.
Nothing each draw. That would be a very telling result, actually. You said you went through the players in the last game, the last episode. What do you mean? Like,
Just went right into detail about the players and how good they were and all that.
I mean, I'm on him, right? So
I'm absolutely.
I literally just went onto the team lineups and started
Yeah, I know,
picking
you're,
it.
you're shaking your legs away, man. He's choking for a while here.
I went onto the team lineups and just started picking out random players and kidding on that I knew about them. Do you know what I mean? Like it's when
It's a good idea,
we
man.
spoke about Fashion Scala and I was giving it aerial
Aye.
freight part and all that. By the way, that turned out to be right.
Exactly.
Okay, now man, aye.
so
His vertical is insane.
the only thing I know about Falkirk was Jordan McGee played for them a wee while ago.
That's because of that thing. wasn't it?
The man named that number 3,
Aye.
Jordan McGee or whatever. Jesus Christ. Right. Montrose against Queen's Park.
That's a good tie. That.
Second v
That
four.
is a very, very good
I think
game.
there'll be goals there.
I'm fancying Montrose.
I'm fancying the Spiders.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
they'll hit a wee run of form again.
Nah, Montrose.
Could be.
That's it,
Feeling
so-
it.
Who's that? Ah, Petrie, aye. Ah, Petrie in there, is it?
Aye, big Petrie, big Stuart Petrie.
Big Rod Petrie's boy.
Aye,
Aye.
that's it. Aye, he's in the dugout now.
He
aye.
could be the next Dunfermline manager. Him.
I tipped him for the job, to be fair. Right, Dumbarton, Peterhead.
Oh, that's a big game as
8v9.
well. That is a big game.
Tasty games in here this weekend. I'm going to go for the Rock.
I'm going to go for
Dumbarton.
a draw.
Draws.
Do you think they're called the Rock? I just called them the Rock because of the big rock.
The Suns.
Is that what they are?
Yeah,
Is it?
they're the Suns, yeah.
So I'm going the Suns in. Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Three.
Aye. So who'd you go?
I went for a draw.
We really need to see starting next season. We're going to get a league table done for this, and I'm going to keep track of it every week.
Oh,
and at
mate,
the end,
that'd be
somebody's
amazing.
Gonna, we're going to get see who gets the most right each week. Cove against Alloa. It's going to be Cove.
Yep.
It's going to be Cove. Fuck Barry Ferguson. It's going to be Cove.
Aye.
Aye.
You know
Right.
that cheating push.
Game of the weekend. Who's it going to be? I think it's going to be Dumbarton Peterhead.
Montrose Queen's Park. Is that a tie?
Yes,
Montrose Queen's Park?
yes,
Yeah,
it
that
is.
one.
I know it's the top of the table, but I'm going down the bottom. It's where the real footballers are. At the bottom.
It's really telling by the points, isn't it?
That was a joke.
Alright,
That was a joke, Michael.
sorry. Dived right in there.
Aye. Look, Butcher.
We need to hurry this. I'm fucking busting, man.
Right, finally League 2 before McGinley pisses his pants. We won't even go through the
Get a
predictions.
quiz and everything. You know?
Quiz, aye.
Can I please just
Can
stop him?
Aye.
Can I start tickling you?
Just go and do a piss.
Everywhere, what the fuck?
Just go and do a piss and Ryan will edit it.
Right, League 2, Edinburgh City taking on Forfar, boys. Who are we going for? I'm going for the City.
Going for Forfar.
Even though, are you going Forfar?
Yeah.
I've got a feeling.
I've got a
Once
feeling.
again, gotta start making that just a wee button on the fucking thing.
Here's
No,
what
but
I am.
I want the Beatles one, no, that shite. Right, Cowden Beef against Albion Rovers.
Oh, Albion Rovers.
You going Albion?
I've got a draw.
I've only got 9 points this season.
And they're going to make it 12 this weekend.
Probably.
So I'm going to go for a Cowden Beef win. The Blue Brazil. Elgin against Steny. I'm going Steny.
Aye, same.
Div.
Steny, aye.
Steny.
I'll go Steny.
3 Stennies. Stirling against Annan.
Aaron.
Annan. Yeah, gone
The
Annan.
Beanos
as well.
have completely fell off,
And then
much to my Cootam's dismay.
Finally, the last game of the weekend, it's Stranraer. Stranraer against Kelty Hearts, who are top of the table. They're flying, but Stranraer haven't been bad this season, to be fair. I'm going to go for Kelty, though.
Yeah, same.
It's got to be Kelly.
Gotta be every week. You've just got to back
Is it
Kelly.
Nathan Austin that's up front?
Yep.
That
Yes.
scores every single week, it seems.
There's McGinley showing off the one player he knows in League Two.
It's just because he always scores against
Also got
Derby
Joe
Rovers.
Cardo, who my
Joe
nana
Cardo.
hates.
Why?
That's why she told me that she never loved me in the last show.
That was funny.
Because I mentioned Joe Cardo.
Why does she hate Joe Cardo?
Fucking hell, sarcasm, man, honestly. I'm a sarcastic bastard, you just need to get used to it.
I know, but
I'll just say things that aren't true. She doesn't hate Joe Cardo, it was just to make me feel better about not being loved.
she does love you.
I know she loves me.
Aye. Right, that's it. Game of the weekend, League Two.
She actually felt horrible about it.
Did you?
Aye. She's like, that's because you brought that. I just want to get off the phone. Don't know why she done that. I tripped her.
I just want to get off the phone, eh?
I just want to get off the phone.
Is she for Cash and Milk as well?
Oh, she for Gobbles.
Oh, she for the Goblins?
Well, the Oaklands.
Aye.
She is now in Castlemilk, yes.
And then Cash and Milk, the family business is in Cash and Milk.
Oh, aye. The old killing bean cartel up there.
Stop making me laugh there. Hey, game of the weekend, I think is the last game I said there, Albion against
Just the last game.
Stranraer.
Aye, that one.
I would say Peterhead Cove. That's what's on the screen.
Shows you that.
These are the League Ones.
That's right fucking league.
I know.
Let me have a look at the fixtures. Let me do this some
Why do
justice.
folk watch this podcast?
I don't know. Edinburgh Forfar.
Edinburgh Forfar.
It's a good game.
Hearts, hearts, glorious hearts, they're shining on there too.
I that sound like a CBeebies.
Yo, that's quite fucking Mr. Tumble there.
Oh, don't be disrespectful.
Don't be disrespectful.
I've been more of a PC pod.
Do you know he voiced Jake in the Tweenies?
What, is Jake? Is Jake the
I was
man-
wondering why he was an annoying bastard.
is Jake-
I was many a Milo man, were you?
Is Jake the one that's like, I'm sorry, it just came out?
He was the orange one.
Is that him? Is that him? I can't remember. It's like, oh, don't worry, Jake, we'll soon clean that up. It just came
Jimmy
out.
Savile.
It's a mad
To be
old.
fair, the old guy does dress up as Jimmy Savile.
The
One
old,
of
the old guy,
episodes.
the old guy is like, I've been sick, Max. I've been sick. He's like,
I've been stung by a wasp.
He's like, don't worry, Jakey. We'll soon cleaning that up.
I've been stabbed.
We'll soon clean that up.
It just came out.
Have you ever seen the clip?
Aye.
It's been used for many a meme.
Has it?
Aye, because it's like, dirty, it gets dirty, it's like, and it's him going,
It just
I
came
thought that was
out.
Big Cook, Little Cook.
no, there's memes around too.
Fucking hell. How many dodgy shows on that BBC? The guy trust him.
No, you cannot. Right, okay, it's time then. Let's get the sound effect back on.
I always patch playing that when I'm doing it. I forget.
It's time for the quiz.
Oh, here we go.
Dev, you're hosting today.
I am indeed. So who will be going first, boys?
Well, McKinley, you've already participated in the quiz tonight, and you never got first pick, so I'm going to grant you the opportunity if you would like to have set A or set B.
I'll go first.
Oh, right.
Love that.
Okay.
That sounded like I shouldn't have done that.
No. You'll see. Okay, Ryan McGinley, first question for you. Celtic Hearts are currently unbeaten in Scottish League 2. True or false?
You can fuck off.
Get
I
that.
don't have that. I don't have the
Yeah, I know,
win-lose draw.
I know.
False.
Is it true or is it false? It's actually true. They're the only unbeaten side in the whole of the SPFL. 12 wins and 3 draws.
Wow.
I'm surprised at you there, McGinley. I expected that to be one a dead cert for yourself.
Just thought it was a trick question.
Yeah,
I'm
don't get,
knackered.
don't get a fuck about League 2, do you?
Nah, not at all.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Don't even support
You
my
might-
local.
Oh, fuck me. You might come on, back up your league CR. Let's talk Scottish.
League 2 is a good
football.
league. I like
It's
League
a
2.
good
You
league.
sound like McKinney. You actually did sound like McKinney.
Right, Ryan.
Right, go
Since you back up the leagues, here's a championship question for you, mate.
Go on.
There are only 5 points separating the top 5 in the Scottish Championship.
Yes,
True or false?
that would happen to be false.
Oh, that is false.
Yes.
How many points is it?
7.
6.
Bastard.
Close.
You still get it wrong.
You knew Duffels was after you there with a wee close one, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew that, aye.
It's
At least
6.
I'm 1-0 up, but...
Aye. Right, back to yourself, McGinley. What is the last team that Jim Goodwin St Mirren won against?
That's a good question, that. I think I know.
Aberdeen.
That's what I thought as well.
It's been a while. It was actually Ross County on the 16th of October.
Wow, is that how long it's been?
Now 9 games without a
Jesus.
win, with their next fixture being Celtic at home.
Poor.
So, there you go. Back to you.
To go up 2-0.
John McGinn is from which town in Glasgow?
From which town in Glasgow?
Yep.
What do you mean, which town in
From
Glasgow?
which district is he from?
Skeet.
Where's
No,
he from?
that's... you can tell Matthew Duff's...
I don't think it's in Glasgow.
Well, you can tell he's fucking for Ayrshire when he's asking which town in fucking Glasgow. He's for Paisley, isn't he?
No, what's he for? He's for Clydebank.
Oh, it's not in Glasgow. It's a town outside of Glasgow, in Glasgow. Fucking... I've got that wrong anyway, but there you go.
Yeah, he's
Fucking
for
idiot.
Clydebank.
Matthew, come on. I know you're for Ayrshire, but come on, a town in Glasgow.
Is he for Ayrshire? Aye, Duffels.
Aye,
Alright.
aye. Down that neck of the woods.
Brilliant. Over at yourself.
I thought it was Paisley.
To draw level. Rangers midfielder John Lundstrom came through with which English academy?
Liverpool.
You'd imagine so.
Everton.
Oh,
Is it?
Jump in.
Oh, I do
Two-footed.
didn't it?
It is Everton.
Wow.
Jonathan Lundstrom
Sure.
came through
Fix
He's
it.
there.
up.
a big Liverpool fan.
It's just that Scouse accent that gives it
Probably,
away
aye.
straight away that he's going to be one of them, but you just don't know which
he's
one.
a Gerrard disciple.
Do you think he'll go to Aston Villa?
No, no, I don't.
Don't be fucking ridiculous.
Probably Livy or something. Back to you. How many Celtic Academy graduates were in the squad that travelled to Dingwall on
jeez.
Wednesday night?
Right. Christ, right. So you've got, in the back four, you've got Tony Boyd-Alston, Nae Starfelt, Nae Vickers, Nae Scales, McGregor, Nae Rodgick, Nae Turnbull. No, Rodgick didn't even start. Who did start?
They just travelled with the squad.
Montgomery, Moffat, Welsh. You'd imagine there's maybe one more in there that I've just forgot off the top of my head. Who else? Right, I'm going to go one above what I've counted my fingers there, just trusting my gut that I forgot something. I'm going to say 6.
Very good for you.
Thank you very much.
You're right. The one that you did forget was Henderson.
Of course. Brilliant for me, but 2-0 up.
That's very good for you. Come on. You need this one now, McGinley.
There's no chance.
Which team has the worst goal difference in the Scottish Premiership?
Worst goal difference?
Worst goal difference. You're looking at his laptop there to see if that was still up, weren't you? Worst goal difference, mate.
Ross County.
Dundee. Minus 17,
So
mate.
I
I
can-
believe Ross County might be on minus 9.
So I can win here.
See, that's the thing. I was thinking Ross County do score a lot of goals as
They
well.
do.
But
McGinley's
They
in a
do.
howler tonight in the both
it's
quizzes.
absolutely awful, man. I'm knackered.
Back to yourself, Ryan, to
Yes.
pick up an emphatic victory here. But we will continue with the questions.
Yes.
Before 2019, which year did Scotland last have yellow included in their away shirt? It's quite a hard question, this.
I'm thinking of the yellow and pink number
Right?
as the last one that would had yellow, which I believe would have been around 14, maybe 15, but I'm thinking it's 14 or 15, and I'm going to go for the latter. I'm going to go 15.
Oh, it's 14.
Oh, you bastard!
You got it right. You should have just stuck to the 14 one.
Bastard.
Unlucky. So you're still in the game here. Are you still in the game?
This is his 4th.
And
You
he
had the
played for a
question right.
tie-break.
No.
No.
So is this his last question?
You've won already. Then it's 2-0.
Hey, you fucking bastard.
Wait, is this my last? Is this my last question?
Aye.
All right then.
To get one right.
But still. Come on. Oh, you might not get this. What the fuck's that? That Father Christmas on him. Bertie Vogts only managed one club in his managerial career, Ryan, but who was it? Scotland isn't a club. Just for clarification.
You've no idea, have you?
Do you?
Maybe.
Let's use some logical thinking here, Ryan.
Where is he from?
That's a great avenue to go down.
Is he German?
Oh,
don't
was he
know.
German? Yes, he's German. I'll give him that.
Gonna go for.
Oh, did they play Celtic? Was that? I've played. Oh, right.
What was that?
I don't know. Was that Pigeon again?
Cologne.
When the fuck did Cologne play Celtic?
10, 12 years ago.
Well, fucking just say the most recent man. It was Bayer
I
Leverkusen.
was actually going to say then. Fucking ridiculous. I actually was. I was going to say it and then I was like, that's too
I
obvious.
tried my best. I tried my best.
He's ended with none.
I tried my
He's
best.
ended with none after that. Right, let me try and get 3 out of 5. I'll be happy with that.
Right.
2 is not good
No
enough.
wonder.
Name the current top goal scorer in Scottish League One. Fucking hell. Duffers loves this guy.
Is it...
Everybody
Didn't know
else.
Stephen Welsh played in League One.
Does his first name begin with an M?
I can't tell you that. Come on. You want to get a nice, emphatic, strong 3 out of 5 here, don't you?
Is it?
So just use your brain.
Can I check if this guy plays for the club still before I make a fool of myself?
Oh, you guys say Megan?
We've got to say Mitch Megison.
That's wrong.
Is it
David Goodwillie.
Duff likes him.
He says he fucking mentions him every quiz, didn't he? He always finds a David Goodwillie question. Tiebreaker, since McGinley did so well.
Thanks.
You ready for this?
Yes.
Right, it's a maths question, boys. John McGinn goal contributions so far in the Premier League, plus red cards handed out in the entire SPFL from Bobby Madden this season, times the clean sheets
No.
from Scott Bain
No,
this
do that.
season.
No.
I don't want to do it.
No.
Just tell us the answer,
Tell what is
please.
the answer, aye.
I don't think it's a lot of work,
Oh,
lads.
move, come on, move.
It's half
Come
one.
on,
It's half one.
Come on, that's your end up.
0 is the answer.
Fucking prick. Anyway, that's the quiz, and I am the winner. Ryan McGinley's about to fall
I
asleep.
just want to go to sleep now.
Thank you everybody for listening to this episode of Talk Scottish Football.
We didn't do a comment.
It's been if you have managed to make it this far, please comment down below.
What Giovanni and
No, that's the last. We've done that.
Okay.
We've done that. Like, comment a word. Use a word.
Jobby Madden.
Jobby Madden. Comment Jobby Madden down below. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and we'll see you all next time.